Hello and welcome to Her Smiles Makeup Tips. I'm so excited to share my knowledge with you. Now, when you are applying makeup, it's really important that you pay attention and have a good look at the condition of the surface of the area that you are going to apply the makeup to. Okay? So if you are an artist, you would source the best canvas that you're going to now. You'd be really particular about the canvas that you are going to paint your hard work onto, because you want to be proud of the end product. Now the same should go for your skin. You need to have a good look at the quality and the condition of your skin before you start putting makeup on, because if you just apply makeup to your skin and you've done no groundwork, you're not going to be happy, you're not going to be comfortable, you're probably going to wash it all off. And this could be one of the reasons why you are not getting the results that you want, is because you haven't thought about the surface area first. Does that make sense? Okay, so this episode we're talking about prepping the canvas. And yes, I'm referring to your skin. Okay, now I have a real problem with the fact that as we age, as women age, they seem to have no regard for the fact that they are now sprouting black hair, grey hair, a lot of facial hair. Okay? And it's not acceptable, all right? And it's not ignorance is bliss because you can't see it. Just because your eyesight is diminishing does not give you the excuse that, oh, I can't see it, it doesn't bother me. Well, it bothers everyone else who has to look at it. That's the secret, right? So think about your husband, your partner, your children, your grandchildren, your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, whatever. These people have to look at this hair, and there you are in the room, and it's really embarrassing, ladies. I'm sorry, but it is. And you need to take responsibility for the way you present yourself to the world. So, we're going to talk about facial hair. Right, so there I've got a number of options for you to try. And some of them are painful and some of them aren't. Okay? And you can decide which one you're going to choose, or all of them. But you're going to do something about it, and the first problem is you're saying you can't see it, so you don't care. And I'm saying invest in a magnifying mirror. Okay? There are plenty of them on the market, magnifying 5 times, 10 times. You can put your glasses on while you're working with it. Okay? You can get all different kinds. You can get cheap ones, you can get amplified ones, ones that light up with a lamp, or you can just get a plain small one like that. Okay? It's not going to cost you a lot of money, and it's no excuse. This is a magnifying mirror, and I can get right in and see where anything is, and make sure that I have prepped my skin so that I feel confident when I step out the door. And if I'm putting my makeup on, I know that there isn't going to be any of these unsightly hairs. All right? Good. So what do? Where do we start with removing this hair? Because there are a number of options, okay? So this is what we're going to look at now, is what are your options? Well, the most obvious one first is that you have the mirror so you can see, put your glasses on, and then we're going to start with the most obvious one, and that's the tweezer. The good old-fashioned tweezer, and you get in there and you have a look and you see. Even the nose hair that sticks out, okay? I've got hair that grows out of my nose and it's ugly, and I have to constantly be checking that it's not there, all right? And yes, it's uncomfortable, but as I said, you've given birth to children, a lot of you, and you got over that, all right? So it's just something you have to accept that has to be done to maintain yourself so that you are presentable to the world. So tweezers, you can be tweezering. That's a lot of work, especially if there's a lot of area to be done. But if it's just an odd one here or there, or under your chin, or on your lip, or wherever it is, or coming out of a mole, get it out, get rid of it, all right? If you don't want to, oh, it's too small, too sore, it hurts me, well then you've got scissors. They're not going to hurt at all, and you can get in there and really clip them, and just be constantly clipping them if you're averse to pain, okay? So then you use your tweezers. Right, now, there are other things. You can go to people, and they can use the threading, where they use the sewing threads, and then it's very clever the way the women do that, and they can have all the facial hair removed, all pulled out everywhere. Really clever the way those women do the threading. And you see them in the pop-up stores in the malls. So just go and sit there, or if you want the privacy, I wouldn't sit in a mall and have mine done, but I would definitely go and book in, if I were you, and go in and book in and have it done by somebody who professionally knows what they're doing. So you can do the threading, and that one doesn't affect the surface of the skin, all right? Okay, or you could go for waxing. So then you get the wax pots, okay? And if you can see wax pots, I'm sure you've all seen a wax pot before. And you would also have spatulas. So you would use spatulas, disposable spatulas, and you would get in there and you would wax yourself, or you would get a professional to do it for you, and they will be removing all the excess hair. Okay? Right. Or what else can you do? Well, you can use the nair cream. All right? I don't recommend it because it burns my skin. All those years ago when I did it, when I first started being concerned about my facial hair and I was trying to work out a way to do it, I used to use nair and that would burn. Another thing I used to do when it first started to show on my lip was I used to bleach it, and you can do that, but then you're still fluffy, and it still burns. The bleaching burns. But yeah, if that's what you want to do, look, I mean, this is you, this is not me. What works for you? I'm giving you the options. Bleaching is an option, waxing is an option. Okay, and then then you get the epilator. Now the epilators are very painful. I've had one many years ago when they first brought them out, the lady epilator, or epilady I think it was called. And so that is like a whole lot of springs that spin around and you can put it up and it'll pick the hairs up. Well, good luck with that because I find that incredibly painful. But, you know, everyone's different. So I don't go that route. I don't believe in, it doesn't work for me. But you do get far more advanced ones now that are far more precise with the way they pick up their hairs. So, and they're tiny and you can get into all the nooks and crannies and wherever it is. So then you can use those, okay, an epilator. So waxing, but now the one that I really highly recommend if you've got dark hair, black hair, is to go for laser hair removal. I highly recommend it. Make sure that they are using the Candela machine because that's the one that really works. It really gets to the root and zaps where the hair follicle begins, okay, and destroys it. So I highly recommend the laser hair removal for removing hair, okay? But when, you know, if you've got a razor, shave it off. Really, it's better than walking around with all these things sticking out everywhere. And also, ladies, give your eyebrows some attention too. You can't have all these hairs sticking out everywhere. It's unsightly. And what's your makeup going to look like? And other people are seeing it if you can't, all right? So get your granddaughter or your daughter or your mother or someone to help you, or your brother or your husband, anyone who can see, and get them to check for you. Or come and see me and I'll do it for you, all right? Okay. So we've got the mirrors, we've got the tweezers, I'm just checking my list here, threading, facial hair, epilators, facial waxing, hair trimmers, razors. Right. Get rid of the fluff. If you want to have a beautiful makeup, you have to start with the canvas. And that starts with a beautiful, smooth, even surface. Okay, right. So I hope that you've learned something and that you're going to take it on board and you're going to give it a go. If you've got any questions, ask in this Facebook page underneath. If you want any advice on any of the products that you've chosen or seen, or want any feedback or opinion, then please just ask. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you step out with a smile. Okay, our mission is to help every woman discover her smile. Now, I'm not sure if that you have heard of our makeup tutorials and our makeup afternoon teas. I'm going to share a link so that you can read about them and learn about them, because you need to know what you're doing, because that's how you gain more confidence. And you're in the right place. Great, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed what you've learned, and tune in next week for our next Facebook Live, next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. here in the Her Smile free online community. Sending you lots of love.